Welcome back to Freedom from Rent School. Again, I'm your host, David Barry, and today we're going to be diving into a very important topic, and that's credit. This is where a lot of my clients really get hung up. So think of your credit score as a snapshot of your financial trustworthiness. It's a number typically ranging from 300 to the highest you can get, which is 850, that tells lenders likely you are to repay a loan on time. Good credit can mean lower interest rates, more loan options, and a smoother path to home ownership. Poor credit, on the other hand, can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of the mortgage, or even prevent you from qualifying in the first place. Let's break down what makes credit scores tick and how we can improve yours. So I'm going to share my screen again. And again, today we're talking about credit mastery, your path to home ownership. And this is a really important topic. I'm sure you probably realize the importance of this, and we're going to really dive into it. If I get my slide back up here. There we go. So your credit score isn't random. It's calculated based on several factors. The biggest chunk, about 35%, is your payment history, how consistently you paid on time. Another large piece is about 30% is your credit utilization ratio, which means how much of your availability credit you're using, your length of credit history, new inquiries, and the variety of credit accounts like credit cards, car loans, and mortgages also play roles. Knowing these components help you understand what actions will have the greatest impact on your credit score. Now, there is another term, and that's, your credit score factors. Before you fix or maintain your credit, you need to know where you stand. Start by pulling your credit reports from each of the three major bureaus. They are TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. Credit Karma also will give you an idea or a snapshot of your credit, but that's not usually the most accurate one. Federal law allows you one free report from each bureau per year at annualcreditreport.com. That's annualcreditreport.com. Review the details for accuracy. Look for accounts you don't recognize, incorrect balances, or outdated information. Dispute errors immediately. Understanding each line item on your report, like which accounts are open, what your balances are, and if there are any late payments, is crucial. Knowledge is power when it comes to credit, obviously. All right, next we're going to talk about slide work. We're going to talk about checking your credit. Let's see here. Welcome back to Freedom from Rent School. Again, I'm David Barry, and today we're diving into the world of credit. Think of your credit score as a snapshot of your financial trustworthiness. It's a number typically ranging from 300 to 850 that tells lenders how likely you are to repay a loan on time. Good credit can mean lower interest rates, more loan options, and a smoother path to home ownership. And let's face it, guys, the goal of everyone in this group is to become a homeowner. Now, poor credit, on the other hand, can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of a mortgage, or even prevent you from qualifying in the first place. Let's break down what makes credit tick and how we can improve yours. Let's share my screen. Grab our slide presentation for today. And here we go. So credit mastery, this is really your path to home ownership. So let's get started. Get my notes up here as well. Again, thank you guys so much for joining me and getting on this path with me. So understanding your credit score isn't random. It's calculated on several factors. The biggest chunk, about 35%, is your payment history, how consistently you've paid on time. Another large piece, about 30%, is your credit utilization ratio, which measures how much available credit you're using, the length of credit history, new credit inquiries, and the variety of credit accounts, like credit cards, car loans, and mortgages, also play roles. Knowing these components helps you understand what actions will have the greatest impact on your credit score. Now, the next one is, how do you check your credit score? Now, before you can fix or maintain your credit, you need to know where you stand. Start by pulling your credit reports from each of the three major bureaus. Those bureaus are TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. Federal law allows you one free report from each bureau per year, and you can get that at annualcreditreport.com. Review the details for accuracy and look for accounts that you don't recognize, incorrect balances, or outdated information. Make sure you dispute errors immediately, understanding each line item on your report, which accounts are open, what your balances are, and if there are any late payments. It's crucial. Knowledge is power when it comes to credit. Next, we're going to talk about how you fix your credit. And this is something else that you're going to get with me and get with my team, is we're going to help you get all the tools necessary to become a homeowner. So improving low scores starts with consistent on-time payments. This is the single most effective way to boost your credit. Next, work on lowering your credit card balances. Your credit card balances need to be lower, not higher, to reduce your credit utilization ratio. If credit cards are maxed out, pay down the highest interest cards first, then tackle the rest. If you have poor credit or thin credit history, consider a secured credit card. When you place a deposit and use it to show responsible payment habits. You can also try negotiating with creditors. Sometimes they'll lower the interest rate or remove a late payment from your report if you've been a good customer with them. Step by step, these actions can begin repairing your credit profile. Next, we're going to talk about maintaining great credit. Now, once you've improved your credit, keeping it in great shape becomes the priority. Aim to use less than 30% of your available credit each month. If you have a $10,000 limit, try not to carry more than $3,000 balances. It's about 30%. Set up automatic payments to avoid missing due dates. Don't rush to close old accounts once they're paid off, since the length of your credit history matters. Finally, check your credit report at least once a year to ensure accuracy. Staying proactive and consistent will help you maintain a top-tier credit level. That's over 800 credit. All right, moving on. Next slide. Now, we're going to talk about what lowers your credit score. Now, let's look at the flip side. What can drag down your score? These are really important to be noting. I'm sure you probably know this, but if you don't, later missed payments send a signal that you're unreliable with credit. Consistently high credit card balances mean you're using too much of your available credit, which can raise red flags. Opening multiple new accounts in a short period can also hurt. As it suggested, potential financial stress, and never ignore mistakes on your report. If you don't dispute them, they'll continue to lower your score. By avoiding these pitfalls, you can keep your credit score moving in the right direction and becoming that homeowner where I'm handing you the keys. All right, let's move on to the next slide. Now, these are some practical tips to improve your credit score. I mentioned earlier about getting your credit score lower, but really our goal is to move your score up. Let's clarify. We want to lower negative factors like debt and high utilization, so your credit score naturally rises. To generally improve, make more than minimum payments, spread out credit applications, and keep older positive accounts open. If you ever see your score dip, address the issue immediately. Track your score each month to see what's working and what's not. Over time, these habits will lead to a stronger credit profile. And now let's recap what we talked about on today's video. Today we covered the foundation of credit, what your score means and how to fix credit issues, how to maintain a high score and what habits to avoid. As you move forward, make it a habit to review your credit reports and scores regularly. Implement the credit building strategy we discussed and stay updated on best practices. With strong credit on your side, you'll have more leverage and better loan options as you move closer to home ownership. And I keep saying this, that is the goal of this community, is to take you from a renter to becoming a homeowner. I get all choked up when I think about it. Thanks for joining me today, and I look forward to helping you continue on your path to achieving freedom from rent.